a bent boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her, you got a better flow, but she can hang it up just like a telephone. Sticky up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Hands up, yeah, make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new in the machine out. Jewelry be cold like the temperature 0. I'm the hardest, they call me the hero. Heavily, then they know what I be on. I'm the best, I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, it don't go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold.
We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. Tonight it's on to week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25.
Come on, check.
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens 34. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go. Hey, stand off.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. Under pressure, they got him again. Chuck Clark. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Kirk. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick here is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. Pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Now Jackson on first down. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Clock running here. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags 9. 36 yards on the play. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there. They'll run with Dobbins. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. One more time with Dobbins. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They go play action with Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and it rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Dafe Owe showing off the pass rush skills. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker. We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The Jaguars at 1 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
It's a gain of 35. So this play, until recently, only something you probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Adafe Owe, his second sack of the night. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Straight ahead, Etienne. Down right around the 25. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And this one is right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Jackson will throw again. Able to load. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept at returning a 3.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every...
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a take that turned into 6 points.
Decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And he fires one that's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. It's caught by Mike Evans. Past the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis and Brandon Gordon, second, ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half. From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. His defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Jackson firing quickly out wide for Bateman. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Working with his 2nd and 4. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And that is no good. He pulled it just a bit, just a wee bit wide left. And that will keep this a 15-point game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Hey, lock it.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Open man downfield is Ridley. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 61 yards.
I can still hear it reverberate through this thick skull of mine. Crossing routes versus man-to-man coverage, it's a bad matchup for the defense. Those tend to work very well as they run away from a defender.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. And the Jags are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll run with ETN. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL.
Ready, set.
Second and goal from the 1.
Block it. Fine.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone and touchdown, Jacksonville. Giovanni Ricci, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. This is caught by Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's got it to about the 40.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have a Ravens first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. They go play action now. Jackson targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple of times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14. And Jackson throwing once more. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Edwards will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Ravens 28, Jaguars 13. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game? And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Trayvon Walker makes the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Hey, hey.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Hey, report.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So it's a win here.